News 25 is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson.
Tonight, the Alien Cat House and Area 51 are breaking up.
And a local church has a new home. News 25 starts now.
This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell, Eunette Gentry. News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
A longtime brothel in Amargosa is parting ways. It's Tuesday, September 17th. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
And I'm Eunette Gentry.
Well, the Area 51 service station and Alien Cat House will be splitting the property lines. This item was discussed during a recent Board of County Commissioner meeting.
At the recent Board of County Commissioners meeting, discussion was had regarding 2 waivers to conduct traffic and drainage study for Area 51 Travel Center in Amargosa. Dave Richards from Civil Rights Services was representing the applicant and began explaining the item to the commissioners so they could decide their motion.
It was brought up at the previous meeting that these 2 waivers would have to go to another hearing for consideration. And the purpose of asking these waivers is that this site is pretty much all by itself. It doesn't affect any public right-of-ways or public facilities. They are not proposing any kind of construction or any site changes or anything like that. It's merely for separating the one use, the brothel, from the commercial uses of the property that are existing. And their problem that they're having is in the area of funding, where their lending institutions, whoever they're using, won't lend a certain category of loans on a property that includes a brothel. But they need the funding because they want to do refurbishing of all the machines, the gas pumps, the inside machines, the whole thing, the whole project inside needs to be upgraded, and that's going to take a considerable amount of money, a lot of expenses, a lot of construction inside that doesn't affect drainage, doesn't affect traffic. There's no increased load of users or traffic coming in or out of the site. So neither one of those reports would show anything that would be helpful to the project or funding or anything else. They're just a moot point that really wouldn't do anything for the county or him. So we're trying to, those are very expensive reports and studies, a lot of time involved in those, and it wouldn't show anything different than what's been historically going on with those properties for the last 30 years. So that's the reason for the request. And included in the, I'm sorry.
Commissioner Wickman makes a motion to approve both waivers, which gets 3 seconds. Commissioner Strickland makes a comment stating that this time we're just asking for subdivision. So when each one of these parcels are being built on, that's when we'd require the items requested for waiving, and asks Director Wagner to correct her if she's wrong.
Yes, that would be correct. I mean, I think all they're doing right now is just subdividing the existing structures. And that would be my only thing. I mean, any of these concerns as far as drainage would really be about the only one that would really affect my county, I believe. Would only, you know, if they were going to construct any new buildings or pave any new areas or anything like that. So till improvements are done, there really isn't a concern.
Chairman calls for the vote.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye, unanimous.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you, Dave. Item 22.
And the Durapatch equipment to repair roads more efficiently in our area is acquired by Nye County.
At our recent Board of County Commissioners meeting, Tim Dahl gave the general road report, which included the maintenance, patching, weed mowing, and sweeping of our roads. Tim Dahl starts off with saying that we finally have the Durapatcher, however, it's not out on the streets yet.
We have not put it to work yet, and I probably won't until after we do chip seal on Sonita Courts and a portion of the Belmont Road. So just so you know, we've got that Durapatcher in the yard. Thank you very much for that tool that is desperately needed to do our job. We're going to put it to work in the very near future.
Tim Dahl speaks about a stretch of road coming from 372 to the town of Belmont that he says is probably in the worst shape.
I'm going to be including that portion of the Belmont Road in an upcoming Nevada Federal Lands Access Program application. 2 years ago, there was approximately $7 million available for projects. Now, again, it's just an application that I could submit and try to get them to help us to fund repairing that road because it's a very long road. It's in horrible shape, and every time it snows on it, we take a plow truck out there and don't do it any justice. We spent a lot of time, money, and effort on coal mix on a large portion of that road, but again, it's just it's so difficult to try to take care of. It's one of those roads I'd love to give back to the state if I could.
Before the closing of that item, Tim Dahl makes a comment towards the public about encroachment permits.
It seems as though I'm getting a lot of questions about encroachment permits in the time I've sat in the chair. So what I'd like to propose is to do somewhat of a workshop throughout our different communities and help try to answer any questions that people may have regarding encroachments, what they can do, what they can't do, what needs a permit, what doesn't need a permit, and try to clarify that amongst all the communities. So I'll be orchestrating that in the near future to go out to each one of the communities, whether it's Pahrump, Beatty, Amargosa, Tonopah, Round Mountain, wherever I can, to answer or clarify our encroachment rules in our outlying communities, as well as Pahrump.
All right, much more to come from News 25 on the other side of this break.
This segment of the news is brought to you by Pahrump Cardiology, located at 1397 South Loop Road in Pahrump, Nevada. Call 775-210-8333 for an appointment. Dr. Tali Eric, proudly serving Pahrump since 2005.
Welcome back. Well, a federal appeals court has ruled that Department of Veterans Affairs must reimburse veterans for emergency medical care at non-VA facilities on Monday. This decision could be worth between $1.8 billion and $6.5 billion to veterans. The U.S. Court of Appeals for Veterans claims that they said that the VA had been wrongfully denying reimbursement to veterans who sought emergency medical care at non-VA facilities and struck down an internal VA regulation that blocked those payments.
After relying on the federal HealthCare.gov website for 5 years, Nevada officials are preparing to switch back to a state-run insurance website where people can shop for and enroll in health coverage. The online insurance marketplaces will allow those who are not covered by their employer to sign up for insurance. The Silver State Health Insurance Exchange, the state agency that oversees Nevada's marketplace, says people can start looking into their accounts on the new website, NevadaHealthLink.com, right now.
Well, now that there are 2 alien stock festivals, one in Las Vegas and one in Rachel, Nevada, Nye County, and for that matter, Pahrump, is almost completely off the map for anyone traveling through our town. The meeting location for the original Storm Area 51 Facebook event was at the Area 51 gas station in Amargosa. That was scrapped weeks ago. For anyone who wants to attend the Rachel, Nevada Alien Stock Festival, participants are meeting now at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. There's also the Area 51 base camp in Hyco, which is 40 miles from Rachel. The drive to these locations from Pahrump is about 3.5 hours. So if you're planning to attend, bring lots of food, water, and supplies. Connie West, the owner of the Little Alien Hotel in Rachel, Nevada, has refused to cease and desist at the request of the legal owner of the Alien Stock Festival, Maddie Roberts. Roberts had his attorney send an order to West last week. She says she's continuing to move forward with the festival. She's also refusing to change the name of the event and is still using the Alien Stock Festival name. However, she has put Alien Stock 2019 as well as calling it the official Storm Area 51 event. Roberts is having an event in Las Vegas called Alien Stock as well. This all stemmed from a Facebook event post called Storm Area 51, They Can't Stop Us All. The creator, Maddie Roberts, wanted to have a free art and music festival in Rachel, Nevada, after millions showed interest in attending the event slated for September 19th through the 22nd. Roberts said he hired a production company to head up the festival and had them coordinate with the property owner, Connie West. The production company, called Hidden Sounds, says that West aggressively took over the festival and refused to provide information to them to manage the event. Hidden Sounds says they repeatedly asked for documentation from West, including proof of preparation and planning for infrastructure, emergency services, security, food, water, gasoline, and documentation regarding deposits received for parking and camping, vendor agreements, and more. West says that she has sunk her own money into the festival and has even put her house up as collateral. She is still selling spots for parking at alienstockparking.com. The site has sold over 2,400 camping spaces, according to the attorneys who say that she is ill-equipped to handle the crowds. They fear for the safety and well-being of those who are planning to attend. The Little Alien Hotel sits on a piece of property just under 5 acres in Rachel, Nevada. She plans on using adjacent land. The plans for the festival include 2 stages, camping, parking, emergency services, water, gasoline, food vendors, 250 emergency service personnel, 16 medical staff members, and 5 ambulances. The 2-day event has announced that they will be having over 35 bands, including Eagles of Death Metal, Willie Savage, Daddy, and more. Maddie Roberts has announced that he has changed his Alien Stock Festival to the downtown Las Vegas Event Center to be held September 19th beginning at 8 p.m. The festival is free, but an RSVP is requested online at Alien Stock Movement. Maddie Roberts has put on his website, alienstockfestival.com, anyone who is looking for a refund in their parking fees needs to contact the Little Alien.
All right, stay tuned right here. We have much more local and national and international news when we return.
You're watching KPVM News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Welcome back. Well, here's today's financial news with Angela Miles.
Here's Angela Miles with today's Business First Brief.
Topping our news, consumers continue to drive this economy. Retail sales rose 0.4% in August. That number was better than expected as Americans purchased more vehicles, building materials, and healthcare items than expected. Forever 21 may not be so forever after all. Bloomberg News reports the retail chain could potentially close more than 100 stores and may file for bankruptcy. Forever 21 is a family-owned company. There is a possibility Forever 21 could be revamped. JP Morgan is facing a criminal investigation. The Department of Justice is looking into the firm's trading practices. Reuters reports 2 precious metals traders have been placed on leave. They are accused of spoofing trades. The firm is cooperating with investigators.
To find out where you can see us every day, go to businessfirstam.com.
Well, everyone is shocked about the cause of the shocking death of the Cars singer Rick Ocasek, and that release has been done by the New York City Medical Examiner's Office, who says that Ocasek died of cardiovascular disease at the age of 75 at his home in New York City this week. He was found in bed by his wife Paula, who he was recently separated from and was caring for him.
Sad news. Our thoughts and prayers out to the family. Well, turning back to local news, the former Boys and Girls Club right here is now being rented out for church services. It's connected to our school district, so News 25 spoke to Superintendent Dale Norton about it.
This is the old Boys and Girls Club from years past that was built on our or placed on our school district property, and then the Boys and Girls Club banished or disbanded, and we've had this property vacant since about 2010, I believe. So we're here to, we had approached by Shadow Mountain to use and lease this property, and we brought that before our board last month for approval, and so they're leasing this property from the school district for their church. Over at the old Calvada golf course, and I don't know all the details about their move or that. They just came forward. I worked with Pastor Biggs, my staff worked with Pastor Lonnie Biggs on the use of this property. It fit their needs for what they're looking at doing in the future, and their business plan looked good to us, and the board looked at that and approved that for them to move forward.
What happened with the other people that were going to open a rec center here?
That fell through. The funding didn't come through for them, so we had to terminate the contract, and we did that. It sat idle for probably 4 or 5 months, and then that's when Shadow Mountain came forward to at least look at the property, see if it would fit their needs. And they looked at what had been done to what they needed and could make those accommodations fit for what their needs are. I can't speak to what exactly they're going to do, but I know that part of their mission and foundation is moving forward is to focus in on the youth. I can speak from the point of in 2001 when I opened up Rosemary Clark Middle School brand new. Their church did lease the facility from the Rosemary Clark School with the district, and I was engaged with them for 4 years, and they were still there when I transferred out of that principal position to the district office. And they were great tenants, and they were great people that were within our school on the weekends, and even helped us out with different things during the school week. So they're great tenants. They take care of the minor details of the building, and they do have a lease agreement. If something major goes on with it, we take care of, if an air conditioner goes out, we take care of that. The minor details, minor repairs, they take care of. So it's a great partnership again with the local community.
Speaking of the school district, well, let's go to Veronica with today's student news from Pahrump Valley High School.
Hi, I'm Veronica De La Rosa, and this is your student news. The Pahrump Fall Festival is September 26th through the 29th at Petrick Park on the corner of Basin Avenue and Highway 160. The Pahrump Valley Chamber of Commerce is still taking applications for parade entries. The parade is on Highway 160, Saturday, September 28th. There are Davis Amusement Carnival ride discounts you can purchase now at davisamusement.com or contact the Pahrump Valley Chamber of Commerce. The Fall Festival will feature the parade, rodeo, carnival, arts and crafts, vendors, a petting zoo, and entertainment on the stage all weekend long. MC is Deanna O'Donnell. For more information, go to Chamber of Commerce website or Facebook page. Attention, students, staff, coaches, and teachers. The Pahrump Taco Fest wants you. Have your team, group, or class enter. It's only $20 to $5 to enter the competition. It benefits local charities. The Pahrump Taco Fest wants your youth to be involved in this fun event. For more information, go to the Pahrump Taco Fest Facebook page or call 775-299-9992. The homecoming football game was this past Friday against Boulder City, who beat us 20-18. Also, congratulations Ashton Camion and Skylar Lavers for being crowned homecoming king and queen at the football game. This has been Veronica De La Rosa with your student news.
News 25 Weather Cam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
All right, it's time for us to take a look outside through our Lerner and Rowe weather cam at our current conditions. And we need to say goodbye to this last week of summer. It's gorgeous outside, and we'll take a closer look at those pre-fall forecasts when we return.
News 25 Weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
All right, right, our surrounding area is Las Vegas, 89 is your high today. Your low tonight, 66. Death Valley, 96.69. Amargosa, 86.56. Beatty, 82.52. Goldfield, 71.41. Tonopah, 68.40. Carson City, high today, 74. Low tonight, 45. Fallon, 73.42. And Fernley, 74.46. Here in Pahrump, 83 degrees, sunny skies with your high today at 85, winds out of the southwest at 7 miles per hour, humidity 15%, and sunrise 6:28 this morning. Tonight, clear skies with a low of 62, winds out of the east-southeast at 17 miles per hour with humidity 21%, sunset 6:48. And your 7-day forecast shows clear skies, just a couple clouds coming in on Sunday and Monday. We are in your high 80s, dipping down there on Friday to 82, coming back up just to the high 80s and all the way through to Tuesday where it's 86. And of course, your overnight lows in the high 50s to low 60s.
All right, high 80s, low 60s, fall is here. It officially starts Monday, so here's a pre-fall forecast brought to you by AccuWeather.
After several rounds of heat this summer, warm weather is predicted to stick around across much of the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic this September.
In fact, there's going to probably be people at the beaches for a longer duration this year compared to other years.
The persistent warmth may lead to a delayed foliage season in the Northeast, though generally a vibrant display is predicted, thanks in part to the dryness anticipated.
Yeah, the best colors I think are going to end up being in the Mid-Atlantic states, shifting over to the Ohio Valley, and a little bit in the Northeast as well. Again, it should be a nice, good year as far as the colors go. It just may be delayed a little bit.
To the southeast now, where the southeast and Gulf states will remain on alert for a tropical impact into autumn, with forecasters predicting at least 2 or 3 more major impacts.
Florida more vulnerable at this point, but again, you don't really know until you get closer to that time period where they're going to evolve and where they're going to head.
But as of late October and November roll around, residents will have to keep an eye out for a second severe weather season.
But it does look vulnerable along the Gulf Coast, especially as you get into the latter part of the season. We're a little concerned about things shifting a little bit farther south and east, probably late October into November.
So, where will autumn's chill be felt earlier? You gotta go to the Midwest and the Plains.
It could be a kind of a shocker or a surge that kind of takes place toward the end of September and October.
Cold snaps with the possibility of an early frost and freeze are a concern into the middle of the season.
Probably like Kansas and Nebraska and northwest Missouri. I think that zone right there could have an early frost here compared to the norm.
Heading to the southern plains, it looks like it's going to be a pretty active season this autumn.
The focus, when everything shifts, when the cool air comes down out of the north, we may see a focus down along the southeast coast of Texas, Louisiana, of getting a little bit more active mid-season.
And the southwest monsoon is forecast to end on time in September, but a dry remainder of the fall season is not in the cards. To the northwest now, where you are looking at above normal warmth, and the weather outlook all depends really on what part of the northwest you live.
The Pacific Northwest and the Northwest, the Cascades, that region just east of the Cascades, I think that's where the worst of the dryness and the heat's going to continue to go on. Further east, I think they can get into some moisture a little bit and some cool downs.
And as for the fall foliage in the northwest, it's looking to be spotty at best. For the complete fall outlook for your area, be sure to visit our website at AccuWeather.com. For AccuWeather, I'm Rich Wisniewski.
And this just into the newsroom, Tropical Storm Imelda just made landfall about an hour ago off the coast of Texas, and they're expecting a foot of rain, so be careful out there.
All right. Well, I'm Deanna.
And I'm Eunette.
Good night.
Good.